BNYX. What makes this beat so captivating and why our rappers and producers alike obsessed with him? Let's check it out. BNYX is responsible for some of the most unique music right now. He's a Haitian-American record producer and songwriter who started his journey at literally 9 years old. They would watch interviews and music videos together, and that's where his inspiration really kind of stemmed from. Bottom line, he's been doing this stuff for a really long time. The year that things got really crazy was 2021, when he joined the producer collective working on Dying. BNYX flooded the charts with production credits. Drake, the Kid Laroi, Travis Scott, Uzi, The Weeknd, so many more. It's insane. Consistency and hard work over a decade was obviously his key to success. There are a few keys of BNYX's recent style that kind of make him stand out. Start with number one. Most of his work consists of really weird synth sounds, some experimental stuff, some really unique sound design. He uses lots of really unique plugins, obviously, but the main one that stood out to me is Omnisphere. Serum, Analog Lab has some, Xenology has some, Trillion has some. You can even see here presets in What It Feel Like by Yeet was this inversions preset. Let's start with Omnisphere. I created this one preset inside of Omnisphere. It's called the Waiting for the Horizon preset. I wanted to go really nostalgic, gloomy, kind of just trippy vibe. Pulled up this pad, and it was the Blaze pad right here. BNYX's music prioritizes simplicity. A lot of this is in the sound design rather than the MIDI itself. Very simple progression here. You want to make sure to prioritize octaves. You can easily split up things, make them really interesting that way. And then you can see I only use 2 notes in this entire thing. Helps keep things really simple and open for the artist. If you have too many notes laying all over the place, it can really get complicated. And yeah. Final lead right here. Make sure to add pauses like this. The really staple part of his beats is the cutoffs. Next, I want to continue with this sound design trend we've got going on, and I want to add some different accents. You can find stuff like this in any plugin you want. Just find some synthy accents. You want it to have that unique edge that his beats have. This one especially. That one really completes the glitchy sound that BNYX has in a lot of his beats. Just find some kind of ARP sound, any VST. Serum is a really good place to find this kind of stuff. All this was just a basic, random sound that I found. And next here, Benny also loves beat chops. So what I did was I added a couple beat chops right in the melody, simply cut things up and replace them, swap things around. Prioritize it at the end of every second bar, just like that. Now, the drum kit we're using is actually one my boy Aurora beat sent over. Has an all-purpose drum kit, a super awesome drum kit. Let me just go through a few of these sounds real quick. The kicks especially are super punchy. Some of these categories also have their own midis. For example, the clap has its own midis, and so does the kick. It's got a soul MIDI pack as well with some really awesome MIDI and some FL Studio Master presets. A lot of really high-end presets you can just drag and drop onto your hi-hats, pianos, your bass, your kicks, anything like that you need to really spice up your stuff instantly instead of having to build your own mixer chains. And then the Full of Love sample pack. So all of these drum sounds are from the Culture Drum Kit, so yeah, let's go and get into it. So let's go into the 808. I took the inspiration from Talk by Yeet with the 1, 2, 3, the dun 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 in the very beginning, and also you want to draw out these notes like that, and you want to add little pauses right here. So this blank space right here, go up, and you want to add another blank space. You want to leave lots of blank space because we're going to be adding some other bass in later that are really tie things together. you can see, just 2 notes. The octave notes right here, and then the A sharp, that's it. You'll hear this in a lot of his beats. Look at his breakdowns, what it feel like breakdown, the talk breakdown. Then here is where you really spice things up and make it sound more advanced. This is the unstable bass right here. This is his signature BNYX style. This is not the original bass sound because I don't actually own the plugin that he uses. The original bass sound is actually inside of Spectrasonic's Trillion. It is the Dark Ballad Juno 60 bass. Since I don't actually own that plugin, what I did was I just kind of made a one shot that's close enough to it. It sounds good enough. I'll make sure to link that in the description. All right, now you do want to be careful with these slides. Lots of guys trying to replicate his sound don't quite get the note intervals right and it ends up sounding forced. You want it to flow and be as natural as possible, adding to the beat, surprising the listener as opposed to just making it sound like you just kind of forced it in there. Does that make sense? The more basic your 808 pattern, the more you can add these slides right here. Play the 808 and then like play the bass slides in your head and then try to recreate it in the piano roll. All right, next, hi-hats. I also took inspiration from Talk by Yeet on this. Just made a super simple hi-hat pattern with lots of space in it. To start out by repeating this bar right here, literally copy and paste 2 bar patterns. That's it. His other signature thing is having this standalone low hi-hats. You'll hear this in Talk by Yeet, for example, in his breakdown. And then BNYX does a lot of layering. This is a really good way to make sure your beats stand out as professional as opposed to amateur. An amateur would only typically have 1 hi-hat, but when you combine 3 hi-hats, it sounds a lot more thick, full, and just fits in the mix better. So this is just 1. This is 3. And then simply, I just added this 1, 2, 3, 4 hi-hat pattern to really just add like a constant metronome type sound. You can also see I did this with the clap down here. I just kept a super basic clap, nothing special. One thing you will see Benny do is move a clap over 1 bar, just like that. So it's like this. We didn't do that in this case. You'll also see I layered this clap as well. Second sound, third sound. Benny always has some really unique clap sound going on, or snare sound or something. It's either super basic or super unique. Never in between. I love it. And then I just added these open hats right here. Nothing special. Then I just added a snare that repeats every 2 bars. Obviously, I'm gonna add the tag in, man.
TRIFREEZE.
The very last thing I did here was beat chops. BNYX loves beat chop, especially the very end where it goes doon doon doon, you know what I mean? I'll make sure to copy that over just like this. And yeah, these beats are super fun to make. They require a lot of creativity. Open up your mind and start using sounds that you wouldn't normally use otherwise. Pick a sound and make it fit. That's a really good tip I use. When you're clicking through sounds, whatever sound you find, make it work no matter what. Super glad you guys could join me for this video. Huge shout out to Aurora for setting in this drum kit. Absolutely amazing. You guys should definitely check it out. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at TRIFREEZE and make sure to drop more requests in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this video and let me know who I should do next. So yeah, till next time.